What's up, Philly? This is Ann Gemmel and Alex Hillman from the 10,000 Independence Project, and today we're reacting to custom introduction videos from the people who are running to be the next mayor of our city. We asked all of the candidates to learn a little bit about us and then record a 2-minute video introducing themselves to the 10K community. And today we're reacting to a video from Jeff Brown. Let's see what he has to say to us and our community.
Hi, 10K Independence Project. My name's Jeff Brown, and I'm running for mayor of Philadelphia. So in my business, the supermarket business, I interface with a lot of people in society, and I've seen how work has evolved and how entrepreneurship has evolved. And a lot of my customers, even in underserved communities, they have online businesses, they're on platforms to sell their products and services, and a lot of times they do business with the world. And this is a unique phenomenon and one that we could capitalize here in Philadelphia.
The first time I've heard any candidate specifically describe online businesses.
Yeah, usually it's small business, and that means a lot of things, like mostly brick and mortar in people's minds. So it's really cool that he's specifically saying businesses operated fully online.
Yeah, it does mention like platforms, and I don't know if that means people selling stuff on Shopify, eBay as physical products or digital products, or does he mean like
Instacart?
Yeah, so like platforms can mean a lot of things, and those are different kinds of businesses, but I'm happy to see and hear online businesses mentioned.
And one of the interesting ways that people make money today is through social media, and you see people going from nothing to a huge number of followers and actually making an incredible living, selling ideas or just being interesting. And that is a legitimate career today, which is part of the careers we should be thinking about.
Well,
all right.
That's like halfway there. So there's this fantasy fairy tale of influencers and stuff like that, getting a big TikTok or Instagram following, and all of a sudden you can make all this money. And like, that's not really how it works. But the thing that he did say at the end that I did like is legitimizing these careers that didn't exist, in some cases, 5 or 10 years ago.
Right.
A lot of times, even sometimes the rest of the business community doesn't look at them as real businesses. Right. And so I agree, even though I don't think that the fantasy of 1 million followers overnight and all of a sudden you're set and good, that's not the message. But the message is these careers that didn't exist very recently are real, and that's notable.
Yeah, even when we were in school, there's jobs now that we had no idea, we can't imagine. And that's the key that I think that he's recognizing, is that this is going to constantly be moving the horizon, the possibility of jobs we don't know the names of yet. You know, I have 20 somethings, they're going to have jobs that I can't imagine the titles of those jobs.
Totally.
When you think about any government, and I'm not criticizing ours in particular, it tends to be very large and cumbersome and behind the times in the way things are going. And the way a good elected official could bring a sense of reality to government is to connect with people that have emerging businesses and careers, things that the government is way behind on and doesn't really understand.
So yeah, the thing I think that needs qualification here is that government and politics and legislation is designed to be slower. It's intentionally slower. These are moving large pots of money affecting millions of people's lives. Like, you have to move a little bit slower than a startup.
I mean, this is why I'm not cut for government. Like, I'm happy to be doing this work.
I don't know.
She's joking. No, like a long time I didn't get it. And once I understood that it's a counterbalance.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a move fast and break things kind of thing. We need a city that is deliberate, considered.
And Jeff has served adjacent, right? He's been on the Governor Wolf's workforce board. He worked with the federal government on food deserts. So he's not completely naive, but it's really different to operate adjacent and alongside government than it is to be inside and suddenly understand that it's not like a CEO says something and then it happens within the quarter. That is not how it works.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I couldn't do it.
Our best hope of doing a good job in the government is connecting with our citizens, especially people that have emerging ideas to make a living that we really didn't think about as legitimate before, but they really are real. So if you look at my work, I'm well known for giving opportunity to people that wouldn't otherwise have it, like our returning citizens or those that are formerly incarcerated. But
true.
You know, there's another opportunity that people don't think about, starting your own business. And today, there's so many different ideas and options to create your own business in the arts, in entertainment, in selling things globally, that I really think it's time to take a fresh look at what a career and entrepreneurship is, because it's completely new. And we should be promoting this like we should many other careers that pull people out of poverty. The truth of the matter is we have a poverty problem. If we address our structural poverty, all of our other problems will correct themselves. And what you guys are doing really could be a difference maker.
Jeff's talked about poverty a lot at all of the forums. Every mayor in my lifetime and previously has worked on the poverty problem. There are massive global forces at play. And I'm not saying like we should just give up and accept poverty as the thing in our city. There's so much more that we could be doing, but it's not a problem that's going to be solved in 2 terms of a mayor. We can start getting going on it.
I think the other thing is that, speaking from a 10K perspective and speaking personally, I think that entrepreneurship can play a role in solving the poverty problem, but not from the position of poor Black Philadelphians should just go out and start businesses. Like, that's not going to solve the problem either. I think the opportunity is, from our perspective, to, if we help 10,000 people become sustainably self-employed, some percentage of those people become the next generation of job creators. And they've done it from a different position and place where they've put their oxygen masks on before helping other people. And I see that as an opportunity to create a next generation of job creators that hire differently, hire better, like all the things that suck about getting into the workforce is because the people that are creating those businesses are doing it the old way. And so people that are doing the businesses the new way with a different set of priorities and principles, we can also help them intentionally connect with an also overhauled workforce development ecosystem and make your first hire someone in Philadelphia who's local and would benefit the most from those opportunities. So imagine someone first creating a job for themselves and their first hire being a Philadelphian who maybe it is truly bringing that person. Like, that path feels real, and I think it's extremely achievable. But it's also distinctly different from helping poor Black Philadelphians create businesses.
Yeah, our poverty problem is rooted in a lot of different things, but the fact of the matter is, if you're too long out of the workforce, you're going to quickly lose touch with the skills and the thinking and the mindset necessary to thrive. So if the next mayor supports these solopreneurs to the point where 25% of them are hiring their first hire, their first few hires locally, then we're pulling more people into the workforce. And that in and of itself is the first step towards providing more opportunity for livelihoods to happen.
Yeah. Well, from a 10K perspective, I think Jeff is the potential to be a great collaborator. He,
definitely.
I think he understands at least parts of what we're up to as well or better than any other candidate, with the trade-offs that he's coming in without certain operational experience of running a government. We may have great ideas together, but he doesn't necessarily have the mechanics in place to make those things a reality as fast as he wants to, or at all. Things are left to be seen.
Yeah, and points for the innovation factor, right? Like we invited the candidates to appear on a state of the race, and Jeff Brown's team recognized a scheduling conflict and proposed this idea to send a 2-minute video message. We need to give credit there as an innovator, and that's important. But as an innovator who's worked in city government, it's a really tough place.
Maybe the toughest place to be an innovator.
Yeah,
extra respect for the people that do it.
It's a tough place to be. Yeah, it takes a lot of patience and meditation practice.
Well, that's great. Appreciation again to Jeff for kicking off this series with us, and we look forward to working with you in the future. To everyone else, thank you for watching these videos. Hope they've been helpful to you. We've got 6 other videos just like it with the other candidates. You can check those out on our YouTube channel over on our website at 10k.city. Don't forget that Election Day is coming up on Tuesday, May 16th. We will see you out in the streets of Philadelphia and hope you have a great one.